Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. My name is Calvin Dean. Week 11 is upon us, and man, do we have a show for you today. Week 10 was just amazing. The Philadelphia Eagles losing their first game to the Commanders on Monday Night Football was just amazing. Bravo for the Commanders, man, because, I mean, they've been playing some good football. That whole division is just, like, stout. And the Giants, the Cowboys, I mean, even though the Cowboys lost, on an upset to the Green Bay Packers, wow. Now, come on, man. Really? An upset? Green Bay Packers? It's usually be the other way around for the past few years. But, hey, the Green Bay Packers just came alive. Watson, 3 touchdowns. The kid is alive. Dropped the ball, but he is alive, man. And what about the Minnesota Vikings beating the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo? And just what a wild game. Everyone stop blaming Josh Allen, because how about the Buffalo Bills defense, man? What about that defense? I can't believe it. The defense for the Buffalo Bills gave up 190 yards to Jefferson. I mean, the kid went wild. That is his 20th 100-yard plus game in the NFL out of 40 games. Hey, stop blaming Allen. Look at what's going on, guys, with the defense. How did you allow 33 points to be scored on you? One of the number one defense in the NFL. I mean, the Vikings are for real. 8-1. I mean, come on, man. They are. They're for real. What an amazing. My buddy Dean Blagg from Mixed Cocktail Hour. He calls me up. He goes, "What? I stopped watching the game. What happened?" And it was just an amazing game. One of the most exciting games of the year. I think. The Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings. Hats off to Johnny Salinas, and he left a comment and got a hat. Jonathan Morales left comments and got a free hat. My nephew Casey, same thing. And guys, that's all you need to do. Comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And guess what? You got a free hat. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, guys. So anyway, what about Week 11? Let's start now. We have the first game is going to be so exciting. So exciting. You have the Titans 6-5, right? 6-3. Titans 6-3. Can't be 6-5, right? And you have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Titans. Mr. Henry, the Green Bay Packers looked all world. They just did against the Dallas Cowboys. They beat them. Bravo for, better watch it. Now, Mr. Aaron Rodgers is hot. He found his receiver, Watson. He did drop a ball, but he caught 3 touchdowns. The kid looked great. His 4.3 speed, 6'4". He's a Devontae Adams look-alike, really, 6'4", guys. 200 and some odd pounds, 4'3" and a 40. He just needs to learn how to the NFL etiquette. He needs to really, really concentrate on being a professional, and because this is the NFL, it's not the college. So this is a great game to look at. You have Henry, you have Tannehill look good. We have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Tennessee Titans Week 11, and boy, this is going to be a tough game for the Titans to come into the Green Bay Packers, especially the Packers are hot. 4-6 Packers, 6-3 Titans. I'm going to give this one up to the Green Bay Packers over the Tennessee Titans in Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. Wow. The next game, we have the Browns playing the Bills, and it's in Sunday. The Browns, they're 3-6. The Bills 6-3. Josh Allen is not going to be making any mistakes in this game. I can guarantee you that. They have the Cleveland Browns running game is pretty good. The Buffalo Bills defense had no answer for Kirk Cousins and Jefferson. No answer whatsoever. And what about the running game of the Vikings too? They ran all over the Buffalo Bills as well. So that's another thing you have to. I think this game is going to be a really a wake-up call for the Buffalo Bills, and of course a wake-up call for the Cleveland Browns. It's Week 11, guys. Week 11. This is the last week that Mr. Watson is. After this week, he's going to be playing. After this week. That's Deshaun Watson. He has 11 games of suspension. This is the 11th game. Actually they're 3-6, so this is their 10th game. Anyway, the Buffalo Bills. Look, the Buffalo Bills will bounce back in this game. They will bounce back. I can guarantee you Josh Allen will bounce back. I'm going to give this one up to the Buffalo Bills to beat the Cleveland Browns. And the next game we have the Chicago Bears. Wow. Justin Fields just going nuts. I picked him up on one of my fantasy teams. I have 60 fantasy teams. Yes, I'm very sick. And the Chicago Bears are going into Atlanta and playing the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta, I think Atlanta's starting to, show who they are. They're 4-6, and just the Bears are 3-7. Man, I just think that Justin Fields is so much better than the Atlanta Falcons. I'm giving this one, the Bears going into Atlanta. I'm going to definitely give this one up to the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields over the Atlanta Falcons. We have the next game. We have the Ravens off a bye coming into their home, and they're playing the Panthers. What a great game. Off a bye, right? They better not have any type of lull on this game, because the Panthers are a very surprising team. It's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with the Panthers. Really, it is, guys. They're either really they play out of their minds, or they just look terrible, like against the Atlanta Falcons last Thursday night. Look terrible. And this is at home. You have maybe the Andrews will be playing. They're great tight end of the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to have Gus Edwards back. Andrews back. I'm telling you something. The Ravens look really, really good. The way they run the ball with Drake. That team is such a great team. And they just have to come together. In this game, they cannot, just go into it thinking, we're just going to roll on them. That's when you lose the game. But the Ravens definitely will come out and really beat the Carolina Panthers in this game. The Carolina Panthers will end up 3-11, and the Ravens, number one in their division, they'll be 7-3. Hats off to the Ravens in this one. We have the next game. We have the Commanders. Yes, the Washington Commanders beating the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. Heineken, man. Now Carson Wentz is due back this coming week, and they're playing the Texans, the Houston Texans in Houston. And if I was the coach, Ron Rivera, hey dude, Heineken is definitely he's balling, man. He's balling. Don't start Wentz. Keep Heineke in there, and if seriously, Heineke's, he's so gracious. They talked to him last night after the game, and he was just all about the team. And he says, hey, if I'm playing, backing up Carson Wentz, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back up Carson Wentz, and I'm going to help the team as much as possible. That's what he's all about. I just come out here, I just lay it out. I give everything I got. And that's what you want in a quarterback, like a Josh Allen, and you have Lamar Jackson. They do that, and they just give it all, like a Tom Brady. I'm telling you guys, this game is going to be a fun game to definitely. I hope Heineke plays. I really do hope he plays. I'm going to give this up to the Washington Commanders. They'll be 6-5 after this game. It's going to be great. Over the Texans. Texans only have one win, 7-1, and they're the Texans, right? The next game, we have the Eagles going into the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, what's going on with them? Well, they played the Raiders, Raiders are like, what's going on with them? You get what I mean? I mean, you play a team that is in free fall. And the Colts, Jonathan Taylor's back. The Eagles, they just showed that they are vulnerable. And they have the Colts going into their home field 4-5-1. And the Eagles 8-1. This is going to be an interesting game. Last night, the Monday Night Football. Right before the game, I had this feeling. I said to myself, "Man, I think the Commanders are going to win this game. I just have this strange feeling they're going to win," and they did. So I just had that feeling. It's really strange, but I had that feeling, and I was so happy to see the Commanders, and this game, the Eagles going into Indianapolis. This is going to be an interesting game, guys. Interesting game. This is going to be a fun one. I think this is going to be an upset, guys. I really do. I think the Indianapolis Colts, they brought back Matty Ice. Right? They have Jonathan Taylor, and they're at home, and the Eagles are smarting. They might be without Goddard. Goddard got hurt last night. And I'm giving this one up to the Indianapolis Colts to upset the Philadelphia Eagles in Indianapolis. Yes, upset the Eagles in Indianapolis, and that's unheard of. I think the Eagles are going to lose 2 straight, and yes, this is my upset special. The Indianapolis Colts to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the next game. We have the New York Jets. Coming off of a bye after they beat the Buffalo Bills. Hello, and then you have them going into Foxborough. They wanted to beat the New England Patriots last time, right? And then New England won. And they just gave it up to New England. They just too many turnovers. The Jets haven't been playing that way. Wilson didn't play that way against the Buffalo Bills. He didn't turn the ball over. I think the Jets are going to beat the New England Patriots. I think the Jets will beat the New England Patriots in New England. The Jets over the New England Patriots. Wow. The next game we have the Los Angeles Rams. Oof. Wow. What an ugly game this is going to be. The Cooper Kupp hurt. I believe Matthew Stafford will be back from his concussion, and they look just terrible. They're going into New Orleans. They're traveling to New Orleans. The Rams against New Orleans. Oh, my God. New Orleans, the way the Rams have been playing, their offense just looks stagnant. Their defense not playing that hot because their offense is non-existent. Just non-existent. All that talent, non-existent. This is going to be an ugly, ugly game. I'm going to give this one up to the New Orleans Saints over the Los Angeles Rams in New Orleans. Who dat? We have the Lions. The next game is the Detroit Lions. They're on a winning streak, 2 games in a row. Amazing. I'm just so excited about the Detroit Lions. It's such an amazing it's just I'm so excited for them. 3-6. They're playing the New York Football Giants at 7-2. New York Football Giants looking great. Barkley, comeback player of the year. That's what I'm giving. Saquon Barkley is definitely the comeback player of the year. He will win that honors. The kid is just lighting it up. This is going to be an exciting game. This is going to be an exciting game because the Lions on a winning streak, guys. Going into East Rutherford, New Jersey, to play the New York Football Giants, and man, I mean the Lions are they've been playing tough ball. They really have. I've been so impressed with the Detroit Lions. Their offense is just amazing. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop Saquon Barkley. That's going to be a really hard thing, but I think they'll play him tough. I think this is going to be a tough, fun game to watch. I'm going to give this one up to the New York Football Giants over the Detroit Lions. This game right here is my lock. My lock of the week. My lock of the week is the New York Football Giants. My lock of the week, guys, is New York Football Giants over the Detroit Lions. They're going to beat them. It's not going to be by much, but they're going to beat them. We have the next game. We have the Las Vegas Raiders looking very ugly against the Denver Broncos going into Denver. Now, this game, you have to understand something, that the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders, the Raiders and the Broncos have been, they've been arch enemies for years, and going back and forth. Russell Wilson getting sacked, 6 times this last week? I don't know what's going on with the Broncos, man. It's just, wow. 2-7 is the Raiders, and 3-6 with the Broncos. Same, I can keep going, But man, the Raiders. Well, I'm thinking the Raiders will. I've been really on the bandwagon of the Raiders almost all year, and it's like, oh my God, now they're playing the Denver Broncos and 2 terrible teams that are playing just terrible, but they're better. The Broncos got a great defense. The Raiders, their defense is just, it's there, but it's not playing. I mean, I don't think the whole team's not playing right. And Josh McDaniels just got to step it up, man. Got to maybe give out your play calling, offensive play calling to someone else. Wouldn't that be better? Maybe, and maybe coach the team. I don't know. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'm giving this one up to the Las Vegas Raiders over the Denver Broncos in Denver. We have the next game. We have the Dallas Cowboys just losing to the Green Bay Packers. That was an upset, guys. That was an upset. And we have the Cowboys coming into the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings 8-1, guys. 8-1. And the Cowboys 6-3. That defense of the Cowboys are going to be tested on this one. You think the Green Bay Packers were good and 3 touchdowns by a rookie, right? Just think with Jefferson. And it's just not Jefferson. It's Thielen. It's everything. That whole entire Minnesota team. And Hawkinson now from the Detroit Lions, the tight end. I mean, they have a lot of weapons, guys. They have Cooks. Cooks went off last week. Cooks over 100 yards against the Buffalo Bills. Think about it. And the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys just seem like the Dallas Cowboys. They should have won that game against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. They're on the road again. They're in Minnesota. Minnesota Vikings 8-1. Dallas Cowboys 6-3. I'm giving this one up to the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're going to be still rolling. They win ugly sometimes. They just barely win. Something about it. It's in the air, guys. We have the next game. We have the Bengals. The Bengals coming into Steeltown. Steelers just won. I call that game looking good. Now the Bengals coming off a bye. They're, Bengals. They're 5-4. You have the Ravens just running away with the AFC. I think the Ravens might even win. They win definitely a home field advantage. I think they'll be the number one seed in the AFC. That's just my opinion. I have the Cincinnati Bengals coming into the Pittsburgh Steelers. Casey, hopefully you're loving that NFL jersey from TCD show. Hello, love those shirts. Love these shirts. This is the San Francisco 49ers shirt, and just love them. Love them, guys. Go to NFLshop.com right now and check them out. That's for sure. Now we have the Bengals coming into the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is going to be a tough game. Jamar Chase is still out. But, the Bengals are found, it's like they play terrible in one game against the Browns, right? And then the next game, they're world beaters. And they're playing in Pittsburgh. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going to give this one up to the Cincinnati Bengals. They'll end up at 6-4 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Casey, don't hate me. We have the next Sunday night football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs coming into SoFi Stadium playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Wow. What a game this is going to be. This is going to be such an exciting game. 7-2 Chiefs, 5-4 Chargers. I called it. I said that the San Francisco 49ers, Nikki's Niners, would beat the Chargers, which they did. The 49ers look all world, guys. I'm sorry. They just look all world with McCaffrey, Debo. I mean, Kittle. I can go on. And then Mitchell's back. Oh, my God, that team is just rolling. And that defense is just rolling. I'm telling you, the Chiefs coming into SoFi Stadium playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Remember the last time? Remember that one dime that Hebert threw after he fractured his ribs? The kid was out there holding his ribs, and he could barely throw the ball, but then he just threw a rope, around 60-yard rope. I mean, it was a rope, guys, right down to the 5-yard line, almost won the game. But you know what? Guess what? Kansas City, you're going to lose this game in Los Angeles. Yes, the Los Angeles Chargers will beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles on Sunday Night Football. The next game, guys, we have Monday Night Football. Remember Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell and Dandy Don singing? What? Oh, my God, what about the game in Germany this last week, guys? That game in Germany, I loved it. It was like they were singing John Denver.
Yes, this is Munich singing John Denver as one. This is awesome. This is literally happening. Listen to this. And by the way, that's exactly how Tom Brady snaps it. They're still singing. Look at this from Sean White. As the fans are singing John Denver.
Wasn't that great, guys? Wasn't that great? I mean, they were actually singing Germans, singing John Denver. It was just I'm telling you, that was 70,000 people came to see that game. 70,000 people. And boy, I mean, they got so into watching that game, screaming, yelling. It's funny. You go into the NFL now, and it'd be like one game team's winning, and then you'll see the whole stadium emptying out. The whole stadium stayed. 70,000 people stayed, and they just were singing all these different songs, American songs. It was something to watch. What a great game. Hats off to the NFL for setting that up. That was the most enjoyable game to watch. The Germans, hats off to you guys. I mean, definitely the NFL's coming back. We have Monday Night Football. We have the 49ers and playing the Arizona Cardinals without Kyler Murray. Well, they did just beat the Los Angeles Rams, but it was an ugly game. And this game is going to be a fun game to watch. They might go off, they might not. The San Francisco 49ers defense is all that and then some. Then they have that rushing game. They have the offense of the Jimmy G, Nikki's Niners. Nikki, she loves Jimmy G. I'm telling you guys, she loves Jimmy G. I mean, she is in love. She has her husband wear number 10 jerseys. Really. And I've heard, she even told me she tried to get him to dye his hair like Jimmy G. Come on, man. Really? Come on, Nikki. Poor husband. This is a great Monday Night Football game. What a fun game to watch. Sunday Night Football is going to be fun to watch, and Monday Night Football is even be a better game. This is going to be a fun one. Kyler will be back, and this might be a shootout, but I'm going to give this one up to Nikki's Niners. The San Francisco 49ers will beat the Arizona Cardinals. Wow, what a game. One thing I really have to do all the time, give it up to Mixed Cocktail Hour and Dean Blagg.
3.
Welcome.
YouTube, Mixed Cocktail Hour, look it up. Great. Scott is amazing, and Tammy is too. Thank you so much, guys. Week 11 upon
of the anyone the Great Depression, past the anyone the terror.